G'day, Andrew from Cellcology here. Look, I speak with a lot of businesses about sales, and every business has a slightly different structure from founder led to technical roles that sell to much larger sales teams. But look, in this video, I want to talk about decentralized sales forces. So those with reps that are spread across different states, regions, or even countries. And look, just wanted to share some insights from some of the conversations about where this model works and some of the challenges that we often see and where it struggles. So the first area I'll talk about is consistency. So when you've got people spread across geographies, consistency starts to slip. So every rep sells a little differently. It's great for personality, but not for scale. So without a shared framework, customers hear mixed messages. Reps in some cases, make promises that don't align. And as a leader, you can't really scale what you can't see repeated. Um, the second area is around pipeline visibility. So, if you ask any business leader with a decentralized team, one of the same frustrations comes up continuously, and that's what's actually in the pipeline. So, where updates are patchy, some reps are really diligent, others not so much. So you end up with a patchwork view, and when it comes time to plan, resources, production, or cash flow, or revenue, you're left guessing. The next area is leading in from pipeline, which is really around forecasting, and here's probably where it gets a little bit more dangerous, is in forecasting. So busy doesn't always equal booked, but too often leaders forecast based on busyness. So number of meetings, demos, or proposals or quotes that go out. Then supply chains break, resources, depending on your industry, right? Resources get misallocated, or leadership gets blindsided when numbers don't match reality. So without a structured pipeline process, forecasting isn't reliable, and unreliable forecasting kills confidence. So that's inside the business and also with customers. Following on from that, we'll talk about I'll talk about what I see as the CRM trap. Now, a lot of the businesses see the problems that we've been talking about and run straight to one answer, and that's let's tighten up discipline in the CRM. So, what that looks like is they'll add more fields, more reporting, more admin, but the truth is more admin doesn't mean better sales. Almost every business has a CRM. The problem isn't having one; it's how it's used. So if the CRM becomes a punishment tool, reps will disengage. Data gets worse and messier, and leaders stop trusting it. So don't get me wrong. The CRM should wear many hats, but it should never lose the core of being a sales enablement tool. So it needs to help your team sell better and not just tick boxes. The next area is really looking at enablement versus micro management. So the answer isn't more management or micromanagement or more micromanagement. It's in enablement. So give your reps the tools, the frameworks, and the support that makes it easier for them to sell well, and make it simple for them to keep you in the loop. So that means simple, uniform ways of presenting offers and value, so consistent sales process, a repeatable cadence or rhythm for pipeline updates, um, and coaching and feedback that focuses on outcomes, not just activity. So enablement makes decentralization scalable. Without it, you just end up with silos. And look, lastly, I'll talk about rhythm and structure. So decentralized teams thrive when there's a clear heartbeat. So, weekly pipeline reviews, monthly strategy sessions, and consistent reporting that's actually useful. So, when rhythm's missing, sales can feel reactive, and when it's there, it creates alignment and momentum. So, no matter how spread out the team is, but the important things are that those sessions actually need to have impact and actually help reps, again, kind of touching on the enablement piece, be able to progress opportunities in pipeline that may be stuck, and really focus on the right the right outputs and coaching opportunities that come from those particular sessions. So, if you're leading a decentralized sales force, I ask yourself, are my reps consistent in how they sell? Do I really trust the pipeline data that I see? Can I forecast with confidence, or am I still guessing? Is our CRM helping sales or just adding admin? And do my reps feel enabled or micromanaged? Probably a trickier one to answer, but they're really good questions to ask and reflect on, and they can kind of help you identify perhaps some areas where there's opportunity to focus and really get a much more effective model operating, or your decentralized model operating more effectively, rather. So, look, if you said no or not really to any of those, it's not a problem. It's an opportunity, because when you build the right structure, you build the right enablement. Decentralized teams don't just cover territory; they actually scale it and grow it, and that's the shift from I guess kind of fragile growth to predictable growth. And if you'd like to explore what that could look like in your business, or if you wanted to have a discussion about any of those particular areas and what they look like in your organization currently, look, more than happy to have a chat. Feel free to reach out, and happy to kind of talk through what it looks like in your organization, and kind of help identify some areas that you could focus on, and certainly explore where I and Cellcology can assist. Appreciate your time. Speak soon.